there is no secret that they can hide from thee. With thy wisdom and with thine understanding, thou hast gotten thee riches, and hast gotten gold and silver into thy treasures.
Yep.
By thy great wisdom and by thy traffic hast thou increased thy riches.
Hey, by him trafficking these commodities, including us bringing those commodities to him with free slave labor, he's gotten rich with gold and silver. Okay, he's made himself a great man in the earth by robbing, killing, and stealing. Okay, and you think the Heavenly Father don't have something to do by that? To do with that? He just gonna let his people play that role forever? No. You so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American, this life that you think that you're living, that you're so free, guess what? It's coming to an end, and then righteousness was gonna reign upon the earth, according to the Heavenly Father's will. That can sound like a negative thing to you, but when you're truly free, away from the slavery of your employers, because you're just an employee, which means slave. Once you're out of that, you're going to truly appreciate everything the Heavenly Father has brought upon you, leading you up to this moment.
That's right.
Up until the moment of the kingdom. You got it out.
Verse 5, by thy great wisdom and by thy traffic hast thou increased thy riches, and thy heart is lifted up because of thy riches. Therefore,
because what? Cash is king. You know, or gold is king, or that it puts you in a position of rulership. And this man rules with his money. Like what do they say? The Art of War by Su Sun said what? You can't go to war till you got enough money to fight that war. Wars are expensive. All right, because you got to feed your troops, you got to move them around, you got to have weapons, you got to have ammunition. All the things that it takes to fight a war, it costs money.
And they control the money.
He controls the money.
And they control the interest rates.
Yep.
You know, so
his money. Hey, this man's money is right. You go to those top elite, their money's right. Their money is just like the debt clock. The debt clock is continuing rolling. That's how their money comes in. It's continual roll. But as time ticks, their money just gets increased. That's how their system is set up.
So as the debt clock is like, you know, you see the debt clock go up.
Yep.
That money is money that's going to the Rothschilds, to the global elite.
Yep. Because that's who society's in debt to.
Yeah.
Further making you a perpetual slave.
That's right. That's right.
Verse 6, therefore thus saith the Lord power, because thou hast set thine heart as the heart of Yahweh, behold, therefore I will bring strangers upon thee, the terrible of nations, and they shall draw their swords against the beauty of thy wisdom, and they shall defile thy brightness.
And who's those nations? We go right into was that Habakkuk?
Yep.
When they're beating their plows into swords and improved swords. Joel, the 3rd chapter, right? Where those nations are starting to gather up and say, how the weak man become as strong as we? Because they're now ready to fight.
Yeah, have they become?
Let
the weak now say that I'm strong.
Yeah, I'm confusing 3 scriptures at once.
Yeah, and the brightness goes into the light bearer, you know, the Illuminati.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, the Lord is going to bring down his rulership, you know, by the other nations, and also when Yahweh Shah comes back.
That's right.
You know.
That's right.
Yeah,
Read that script out right quick, bro.
Oh, this is Psalms 94 and 20. Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by law?
Hey, he's straight up. This man has wrote grievousness and mischief into his laws that we have to keep.
Man, no amendments, man.
Man.
You Jakes be trying to fight so hard to upkeep his Constitution when the Constitution was written
against you.
Totally against you. It was never written for you, man.
If you read that and can understand it, because a lot of it, like they do the law, is written in Latin. So, you know, you can go get a law book, but you ain't gonna understand it.
Exactly.
Because you don't understand those. It's coded. It's coded. Yeah. It's, you know, purposely coded by the Illuminatis. You know, just like this is coded for the elect, they code. That's how they code their books.
That's right.
I got a lot of quick scripture. It's going back into the curse. It's Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 33. It says, the fruit of thy land and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up.
Hey, how they gonna eat them up? Because they're gonna take ownership of that. Because it was Jake over here, the natives in the Hispanic, the northern kingdom was over here. He killed them off, and then he brought in another group of workers to come till the land for his personal increase. And he's the one that still today, there's still slavery and cotton money on the books today that have not been touched, that will never end until the dollar completely crashes. That still has value today in this man's system. Okay? You got it, bro.
It says, the fruit of thy land and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up, and thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed always.
And we shall be, not get the one in Baruch. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, the 3rd chapter. He said, so like, what was that say again, bro? It said, we should be oppressed.
Only oppressed and crushed.
We should only be oppressed and crushed. Hey, if you see the working man that works his whole life, he gets up to like his 50s, you see him at the house by himself, he's crushed. And he's so crushed because of the oppression that he don't see an end in sight for him retiring with any positive life coming in the future. I'm talking about Jake in particular, okay? You don't see that happening because the way this is set up, you are destroyed over and over and over by people that will set over you and that have ruled and oppressed you time and time again down to you're destroyed until you give all that little money that you may have saved, you put it into their hospital system and take their pharmakia.
And what does it mean by being crushed? Meaning you're totally defeated.
Yep.
You're broken down, man.
Because
you don't have any fight in you anymore.
Yep.
You know, you're like that old lion crouching down, man.
yeah.
You one of those. Well, you know, I mean, we didn't went through so much. You know, there's no way out. There's no solution. You know, there's no hope. So let's just join into society. You know, let's just blend in. You know, you one of those. I'ma just let's conform. Let's, you know, I'm gonna go to work every day. I'm gonna punch my clock. I'm gonna do whatever the boss, the supervisor, the manager say. I'm gonna clock out whenever they tell me to clock out. I'm gonna go home, you know, and I'm gonna set my alarm. I'm gonna try to get something quick to eat. I'm gonna watch some ESPN, some football, basketball. You know, hear my woman nag the shit out of me, and then I'm gonna go to sleep early because I don't want to be late for work because Massa, he'll write me up, and I could lose my house and my. You know, I'll lose my benefits.
It's a fucked up.
Jake is crushed, man.
It's a fucked up cycle, man. It crushes your spirit where you doing this, like your brother was explaining, you doing the same thing in repetition day by day.
Every day.
And you see no results. You see, for example, if you were a man, you got a farm, and you're farming, and you're gonna see some results. You're gonna see your crops blossom, and you see results. In this world, you see no results. You see you're paying the same. You got a mortgage. Paying your mortgage, a 30-year mortgage, which you're not probably gonna pay off, you know? It's a fucked up cycle, and like the brother was speaking on, it crushes your spirit, man. It crushes your mental.
If you look at a lot of Jakes that have spent a lot of time behind bars, they did football numbers, and they got out, and because they actually, whether they did the crime or didn't, there's a lot of Jakes that are exonerated 15, 20, 30 years after a crime that they didn't even do. And when they come out of there, they ain't pissed. They broken. You could just see it on them. They just
docile.
And they
docile.
And they forgive them.
I forgive my accuser. You know, she you know. I'm so happy to be here to have my freedom again. I just want to go home to a nice cooked home cooked meal.
I just want to go to work.
I just want to go to work, and I just, you know.
Hey, like the movie Shawshank Redemption, it kept showing Morgan Freeman going up before the parole board. When he first got up before the parole board, he was talking smart. He was like, I'm a charity man, I'm this, I'm that. You know, I understand that it's the crimes I did. He was talking all like he still had energy and thoughts behind him. I do. Then later on, when he was completely defeated, he came up. He was like, well, you know, I'm an old man. I'm of no use to anybody around here or out there or nothing.
Right, whatever you write in your damn paper.
Yep.
And, you
broke.
know.
He was completely broken. So like that.
Oh, yeah, but that's what I think that's what he said. You write whatever you're going to write in your paper. I don't give a damn.
Yeah, he don't care what you say. My life is over and I'm defeated. Granted, you get out. You got out, it was like, this shit's worse. You know, being out. You know, so that was that's what this system was all about. Let this brother read this first. Yeah, go ahead.
I got 1 and 6.
That's the spirit. So hold that. Let him read it. Then let him read it.
Baruch 3 and 8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity.
We're still in captivity, even to the day's time, 2019. You Jason still in captivity. How are you still in captivity? Because you gotta go to work every day. If you don't, look at the dynamic that happens by not going to work and paying your mortgage or your rent or whatever, right? You lose your job, you don't eat, you steal to eat or something. Say you don't.
Lose your house.
Yeah, you lose all of that, right? You're homeless. Eventually, even if you don't work or do something, you're gonna eventually end up in jail. And in jail, you're subject to whatever they tell you to do in there. To work, you making Walmart clothes and license plates and so on and so forth. It's all destruction at the end of the day.
That one Jake said the most he was making in jail was 50 cents an hour.
And he was getting paid. I heard it was like 3 cents.
Bro, there, if you have access to computers in there that they allow you to use, they charge you just to send an email up in there.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
Your phone calls, everything cost up in there, man.
And it costs like they put inflation on it too.
Yeah, interest.
Interest. Users.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
High amounts of use.
That's a high level of oppression, man.
Right.
That's real captivity, man.
Yep. And that's just if you lose your job.
Yeah.
You know, just because you decide I don't want to go to work tomorrow. The cycle of the way this country's set up will further destroy you.
And this is all created for you jakes. That's why it's majority of you that fill the prison system, man.
That's right.
You know?
Where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments according to all the iniquities.
Wait, it said it was a curse, right?
Yeah.
That part
It
again?
says, I started at the top. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse.
Now, written in the curses in Deuteronomy 28 chapter that would happen to us as well. Okay? For a reproach and for a curse. We're cursed to have to work every day to get up before the butt crack of dawn. And what the brother said in slavery, the brother Zakari used to say, from can't see to can't see. That was the time you clocked in. When you can't see, you start working in that cotton field when you can't see, and you don't go in the house until you can't see again. That dark. I'm talking about black skies when you go out there, and then black skies when you go home. That may not be 8 hours.
Can't see in the morning, can't see at night.
Yeah, that may not be 8 hours between them two.
And it had no street lights and the only light was all the way back at the slave house.
Yep.
And and that was probably a lantern.
A lantern, or yeah, something like that. Or if you was blessed and it wasn't the Sabbath, then it would be the moon was a lot of light. They might make you work longer. Who's to say? I wasn't there to know. But my people feel the oppression of that because we're still going through it today. Continue, bro.
To be subject to payments according to all the iniquities of our fathers.
Hey, how fucked up is this curse? To be subject to payments, but you don't make enough to make your payments. You gotta think about, okay, so it's been 2 weeks, I got that extension on my lights, so I keep the lights on, making this payment. I asked for an extension on my gas,